and I'll teach you from start to finish how to make corn cob jelly. I'm gonna measure with this, and I did read the book. It's a learning curve, people. I'm getting it. Voila! Corn juice. Corn cob jelly. It sounds disgusting, doesn't it? Anybody have a better way? Let me know in the comments. I'm up for advice. It's been smelling like corn for days. So we're in luck. Let me teach you a trick. I did it, didn't drop it. But you have to trust me, it's 2 inches. Canning Michelle is here to stay. Hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Canning Michelle. I'm canning. I'm a canner now. We can call me semi-professional because I did one thing. I canned corn. It worked good and it popped. Yeah, it was exciting. Today we're making corn cob jelly. Corn cob jelly. It sounds disgusting, doesn't it? I saw it. I saw a few videos of this. In fact, I watched quite a few videos on corn cob jelly. I thought, I'm gonna try this because we have a lot of corn. Are you sick of my corn videos yet? Because I'm sick of my corn videos. I'm sick of my house smelling like corn also. We're almost done with the corn. We're gonna can some more tonight when Rob gets home. But right now, I'm making corn cob jelly. I've never made jelly in my life before, so this is gonna be a new experience for both of us. So, in my research, because I did research and I did read the book and I did read the book and I did things like that. I did. I have my iPad here. After watching all the videos and getting a little frustrated because everybody's was just a little bit different, I called my canning friend and said, hey, help, what do I do? And she said, ask the Google. Well, the Google led me to the National Center for Food and Home Preservation. My friend Peggy uses this a lot. I'm sure she told me about it already, and I probably missed that part. Who knows? Who knows? In this site, which is really interesting, which I'll list below if you're a new canner, because it was very helpful. Not only is there a recipe for the corn cob jelly on this site, it also tells me how to process and preserve the jelly and the jams. So we're in luck. I've never done this before. And we're gonna water bath this. We're not gonna pressure can this. Pressure canning is another video. Go watch that one. It was interesting. We had a little chaos at times, but we made it okay. We made it okay. So let me start with the corn cob jelly, okay? My iPad's getting wet. I must have water on the counter. Over here in this lovely pot right here, I have 12, sorry if you're getting steamed up, but there's 12 corn cobs in here with, oh crap, how much water did I put in now? See, now I have to go back and look at the recipe. You need to know how much water's in there. 2 quarts of water. There's 2 quarts of water. Let me teach you a trick. If you're not sure how many cups or how to get 2 quarts of water, hey Siri, how many cups are in 2 quarts of water?
2 quarts is 8 cups.
2 quarts is 8 cups according to Siri. I asked Alexa too, and she told me the same thing. So if you're not ever sure on your measurements, ask Siri, Alexa, Google, ask somebody, because they can tell you. So we have the corn in here boiling. There's 31 minutes left on this corn. When it's done boiling, the timer goes off. We will continue the video and I'll teach you from start to finish how to make corn cob jelly. Stick around because you don't want to miss this Canning with Michelle. It could be fun. I don't know. It could be fun. And look, I got that hair going again. I'm really sorry about that. We'll just all have to deal with that piece of hair. We'll be back. Alright, the timer just went off and I'm going to go over and get the corn and strain it through this thing here. It says to use cheesecloth, but I don't have cheesecloth. I have this thing that I just bought at a garage sale last week. Good thing I bought that thing. Alright, so what we want is 3 cups out of this. Maybe, let's try not to get the corn cobs in there. Good grief. My house sure does smell like corn. It's been smelling like corn for days. Well, that worked out pretty well. All the junk is in there. So now I'm going to put it in that thing because I want to use this pan. I want to use this pan to boil and make the jelly. I wasn't thinking when I did all this. So let's see if we get 3 cups. Voila, corn juice. And there's like 4 cups in there, so I'm gonna dump it out till there's 3. There's 3.5. And that looks like 3 to me. We're gonna dump it back in the pan and take it over to the stove carefully without dropping it. We're doing this. Okay. I did it, didn't drop it. Now what we want, over here, I want this pot to start boiling. Then I'm gonna add the fruit pectin in there. I have my whisk. Oh, it's already starting to boil. I've got my handy dandy whisk. Now, while I'm waiting for this to boil, I have my jars heating up in here. Now, you'll notice in here, I have 2 different size jars. I wanted to fill the canner up with the jars. I didn't want to leave any empty spaces in here because I didn't want anything falling over. I've got my handy dandy measure here. I'm going to measure with this to make sure it's 2 inches. It's 2 inches. Trust me. You want to see? Look. Well, I can't show you because the camera's in the wrong hand and I'll probably drop this. But you have to trust me, it's 2 inches. How do you measure for 2 inches? Do you use your... This is the kitchen one, this is not Rob's. Rob's is nasty. We have a boil in the pot. So what I'm going to do is put the pectin in. Woo! Put the pectin in here. And then I'm just going to keep stirring it. Just stir away. It has to come back to a boil. Some of the pectin landed on the whisk. Now this has to come back to a rolling boil. It's going pretty good. Now we're going to add 3 cups of sugar to this. And just keep stirring. And we'll let this come back to a boil, continuously stirring it. Some of it got on the whisk. Alright, lesson learned, Michelle. Keep the whisk out of the way. Let me tell you where we got this corn. In our previous videos, we got the corn from, it's called Lutz's, and I can't bend over. It's called Lutz's corn. That is where we got the previous corn. Well, yesterday, we were on the way home from my grandson's birthday party and we saw a farmer set up on the roadside with corn out of his pickup truck, out of the back of his pickup truck. Well, Rob said, do you want corn? And I'm like, yeah, we could get more corn. So we did, and when we stopped, we bought 5 dozen ears. And the man said, you know, you look like honest people. Well, we are. If I give you 2 extra bags of corn, can you give them to somebody that you know that would be in need? And I thought, how nice was that? He said, everybody in the world is having a hard time these days. And if you know somebody that's in need, you can give them these bags of corn for me. And we did. We found somebody that was in need. We gave them the corn. I just thought that was just the nicest thing ever. So now I'm going to turn this down a little bit because it is really rolling in there. And I can't stir it down. So now it says to cook it for 5 minutes at this rolling boil. 5 minutes set on the timer. We'll let it go. I did turn it down a little bit because it's really rolling, but I'll keep an eye on the temperature. So you can see the canning jars, they're in there and they're warm. I had boiling water and I did put the lids in the boiling water. Well, no, let me rephrase that. You don't want to boil the lids. You don't want to do that. You want to put them in the water, let the water boil, sit it off the stove, and then just stick your lids in there. Right, next we remove it from the heat. I have it over here on a pot. In this, there's a little bit of foam in there. There's not a lot, but it says to remove that. I'm not sure how to do that. that, but we're gonna figure it. Oh yeah, I see. Look at. Okay, we're gonna remove the foam. I'm sure there's a better way at doing this. Anybody have a better way? Let me know in the comments. I'm up for advice. There should be a way you could strain this or something and get all this foam out. My house smells like corn. My house has been smelling like corn for days upon days upon days. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Foam. White bowl again. There's got to be an easier way. All right, now comes the fun part. I'm going to get a canning jar out of here. And what I'm going to do is put the camera in the other hand. Maybe that will work better. So carefully get the canning jar out. And you want to leave the water in there. Carefully dump this out. There we go. Canning jar number 1. And you want to set it on a towel over here. From my understanding, this only makes 3 jars this size. Careful, careful. There we go. 1 more jar. Set it here. Now I gotta fish 1 more jar out of here. It's a learning curve, people. I'm getting it. Don't drop the jar, Michelle. Don't drop the... Okay, over here we go. And we're gonna set jar number 3 here. Okay, next we're going to... Where's my little funnel thing? Oh, jeez. I thought I had it all together, but I guess I don't. We need this. We're gonna pour this carefully into that jar. And we want a 1/4 inch headspace. Oh, see, there's some foam. What happens if you don't get all the foam out? Does that really matter? I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. We might have foamy jelly. We're gonna leave that there and carefully move it to here. Yep, carefully. I just got it all over the top. That was careful, wasn't it? We're gonna measure. Oh, see, we could fill it up quite a bit more. Well, we'll come back to that one. Let's do this one. I hope this tastes good. That might be 1/4 inch. I think this one needs a little more. Alright. Wonder what happens if you can't get all the daggone foam out of there. Because I don't think I did a good job. I did cut most of it. We're going to dump it this way because there's foam on that side. Let's make a mess, Michelle. Alright. Alright. I'm going to be eating this, so we could deal with the foam. We really can. Let's see. I can fill that one up. Oh, you know what? It's going to work out to be... The headspace is going to be right on all these jars. Alright. Now what we want to do is make sure the tops are clean. Make sure they're really clean. And I moved that around a lot. I have vinegar here. I want to make sure to get all... Well, that's hot. Oh, dummy. I want to make sure to get all the sticky off. We're going to be real cautious about getting all the sticky off. It's hot, Michelle. Don't touch it, Michelle. Alright. I think all the sticky's off. I hope all the sticky's off. Got my lids in this pot of warm water that I almost hit this thing and knocked it over. Did that. And I'm going to... Oops. Oopsies. Come on. There we go. Okay, lid number 1. Got that. Lid number 2. Okay. Now in my pot over there, I put just about 2 tablespoons of vinegar just to keep the jars looking nice and the pot looking nice. Okay, got that. And we want to just finger tighten these without burning yourself. Finger tighten, okay. Alright, you just sit there for a minute, maybe cool down a little bit. Okay. Too bad this didn't make more jars. Oops, we're crooked. Come on, we can do this. See, now I'm a newbie. Finger tight. See, that's not tight. Okay. Those are ready to go. Back in the canner. Back in the canner they go. Alright. Here we go. There's number 1. And then, let's see. I'll put you there. There. Got them all in there. I'm going to put a lid on this, and we want it to come to a boil. It's going to boil for 10 minutes. Alright, so I have the lid on. It's my canning lid. That's what works for me right now. I might look for another lid in the future, or I might have another lid. I might have another big lid to put on here. But right now I'm just going to use this. We're not using the pressure. We're not doing any of the things. This is a hot water bath, and we're going to let it boil for 10 minutes. So we'll be back in 10 minutes, or when this is done. Alright, I'm back before the 10 minutes. But can we just make a mention here of how many pans and pots you have to use to can something? There's a lot of equipment involved here. I'm gonna go clean my kitchen, and I'll be back. Well, this has been sitting now for about 5 minutes. But before I start taking the jars out, let me give you some tips and tricks. What's happening over here? Let me give you some newbie tips and tricks. When you take the foam off the top, remember I was taking the foam off the top, which if anybody has a better way of doing that, let me know. I put it in the sink, put it in like a bowl, and then put it in your garbage can because I had to pick it out of the drain. It like coagulated in my drain. Don't put that stuff in your sink. Just a tip for a newbie. Another one. I did find another lid that fits the canner perfectly. So I ended up using this lid instead of my canner lid because, let me show you why. It's got the seal in there, the rubber gasket. You don't want to keep wear on your rubber gasket. So if you're canning like this, you don't find another lid or something else to set on top of it. Save your gasket. Alright, let's try to get these out of here and hope that they seal. We're going to hope they seal. Now these jars I'm not going to dump. I'm going to leave the water on top of them. Oh, it popped. Did you hear it pop? It popped already. Oh, that is exciting. Oops. Oh, geez, I'm stepping on the dog. Set it on a towel. It already popped. That is so much fun. I can't be the only one that gets excited when you hear a jar pop. Let's see. Okay, this one's coming out, leaving the water on it. That one didn't pop. It might though. It still might. We'll set that right there. We got one more. And my arm. Hold on a minute, my arm. I gotta have a break. Okay, sorry. That was my ceiling shot. Okay. One more. Maybe it'll pop. That one's got a lot of water on it, so. That one's got a whole lot of water on it. Oh, it popped! Did you hear it? It popped! Even with the water. I'm dripping water all over my floor. Okay. Alright, we did it. 2 of them popped. 1 of them we'll wait for. Have faith. I have faith in that jar popping. Look at that. 3 of them. 3 of them. Wish this made more. That one over there is still bubbling quite a bit. Oh, so is that one. Alright, we're going to wait for that jar to pop. I have faith that that jar will pop. How to make corn cob jelly. We did it. I hope it tastes good. I'll taste this in another video. I can't taste it now because it's boiling hot and I don't want to open it. Alright, corn cob jelly, canning it. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to can something next. I don't know what, but this is fun. I'm into it now. So, Canning Michelle is here to stay. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye.